Howdy and welcome on back to East Texas now for our pet project. Alicia Jones joining us again with Woody. Now he is a
Hi.
handsome fella.
He is. Look at this little tiny lap dog.
Oh my goodness, yes, so tiny, so little, so lapdog. He is adorable. Is he actually bigger than Simon?
Oh yes, yes. He's. I would say he's a large breed dog. We think he may be kind of a boxer mix, something in there like that. He's about 4 years old. He has been here for about 3.5 years.
Oh
He
wow.
just. I don't know if people is his size or what, but he is an amazing dog.
He looks very, what's the word? Very happy-go-lucky, very energetic, and just a sweet boy. Oh my
He
goodness.
is. He is. But the thing that he's very rambunctious, however, and so we would definitely recommend like a meet and greet with another dog because it would definitely depend on their personalities, and probably not little kids or kids younger than 15, 16, just because he does still have that puppy tendency to want to play. He loves playing tug of war, but he can get a little rambunctious around kids. So we do recommend an older family with older kids or older adults or something.
And y'all have had him since he was a baby? Because, that
Yeah.
puppy instincts, when does that usually kind of go away?
Well, it depends. On some dogs, it can be about 10 years old. It could it could be 5 or 6. I've seen that happen where they just do kind of mellow out. I mean, he mellows out. He's just he's just got a lot of energy. He's a big dog. He's a young dog. We do our best to get him out running. He just came back in from a run. That's why he's a little bit more calm. But they need a family, to really get that energy and that exercise that they need.
Now, I know you mentioned he's been with y'all for the last 3 years. Is
Hmm.
there is there anything differently that you see when you have the dogs longer? Is it harder for them to get adopted out, or is it just something like, you know, we're all focused on the baby, the puppy, and overlooking those other
Yeah,
dogs that could use a good home?
100%. A lot of times people are focused on the puppies or the small dogs, and they just kind of tend to pass up a 3-year-old dog or a adult big dog. Which I mean, there's something to be said. I love an older dog. At least you kind of know what their personality is going to be. They're somewhat potty trained. You don't have to do all that puppy stuff, which is a lot more work sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And I see you have a kitty there. Do we know? I know you had mentioned he's maybe a little bit rambunctious with other dogs. He's definitely interested in the cat you have there in that enclosure to your right.
Yes, he is. And so, I mean, just I wouldn't really want him in the house with cats just because he is very, very curious and he's so rambunctious that he probably chase them a little bit too aggressively. Um, but yeah, he's very interested. I don't think in a bad way. I think he's just overzealous.
Right, very curious and excited. And I think sometimes
Yeah.
we all get that way. And I know you mentioned this he would be great for an older family or not necessarily older family, a family with older kids with also
Yeah.
that energy, just like what we were talking about with Simon, how,
Yeah.
families that are very active, he would be perfect fit.
Oh yeah. He loves water. Also, he loves to play in the water. So a lake dog. He's a perfect lake dog here. Um, He does have heart. He is heartworm positive. However, we've treated him. He's again going through the same thing where he's had the treatments. So we're just kind of giving it time and retesting here, probably in the next couple months to see that he's cleared it. But with the treatments and the way that he's on heartworm preventative now, so he's not going to get any more infection. But we're just waiting for him to clear the parasite now.
Gotcha. And I know we've talked about it, you and I, in the past with other dogs who are heartworm positive. What is something that may be a misconception to a new dog owner regarding heartworms? Is it more difficult to, care for an animal who is heartworm positive? What's it like down the road in the next like 5 years, medical wise? What does that
Yeah.
look like for that adoptive family?
Well, in theory, it shouldn't. He doesn't have any symptoms or anything right now. He doesn't have any of the coughing or anything like that. And since he's on a preventative and he's been treated with the antibiotics, the antibiotics help to break those worms up, and the preventative helps him from getting any more infections. So in theory, he should clear it. It can just take 6 months to 2 years, and the hope is that he doesn't he doesn't get to the point where he's having the symptoms, because we're treating it and we're keeping any new infection from arising, and we're trying to get rid of the worms that he does have.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I mean, I think the misconception is that it could be like a death sentence, which it isn't necessarily, as long as it's treated,
Right.
and you're just kind of mindful of it and are willing to get him tested and make sure he clears it.
After it's treated, does he have to be on that heartworm medication for the rest of his life?
Well, yes, but any dog does. I mean, this
Okay.
is what we treat for dogs in this area is the heartworm preventative. They can either do like a monthly one or a 6 months or a yearly, depending. We give these guys a monthly treatment here, but yeah, I mean, any dog needs to be on it down here.
Right. And I
And
think that just underlines, that service that we were talking about earlier that y'all provide. Not only are you helping make sure that they find the right families, all of your animals, but also are making sure our parents, our new families are well informed about like, hey, we're going to help you set this up. We're going to help you set up the best vet for you if you don't already have one, making sure that you're taking care of, letting families go into this with all of the knowledge they need to. What is it
yes.
for families who do adopt through you, through Pets for People? Do y'all usually do like a check-in after so many months to see how everyone is doing? What is that process like?
Well, with the heartworm medication or with the heartworm positive dogs, we do like them to be all aware of what's going on, where they're at in their treatment. We recommend that they get signed up with a vet as soon as they, within a week of adopting, so that they can check in with that vet for treatment, and then that going forward, that vet will monitor and do whatever they recommend as far as retesting or and what like that. But um, we want to make sure that every dog that leaves here gets everything that it needs, is in the best best possible care, and gets put in the best possible situation, because we love them all.
Absolutely. Is there any big changes or big differences between adopting a smaller dog or younger dog than it would be to adopting Woody? Because I know there's those booster shots and everything else, but not so much what we're seeing with a dog like Woody.
Yeah, no, with a dog like Woody, he's up to date on his vaccines. So really, it would just kind of he goes into either a yearly vaccine or one every 3 years, depending on what your vet would recommend and where he's at. So as they get older, it's definitely less. There's less vaccines that need to happen. If you were to get a puppy from us, you would more often than not you have to go in and get those puppy vaccines boosted every 3 to 4 months until they're at least 16 weeks old. So there is more responsibility on the owner's end with that.
Perfect. And just again, underlining that y'all help set up all of that for folks who may not have all that already ready to go. For someone
Yeah.
who is looking to adopt Woody today, what would be the steps they need to take first to get the ball rolling on that?
So go to petsforpeople.org. You can fill out the application online. You can come on down and fill out the application. You're welcome to come on down. Our kennel techs love to walk you around, introduce you to anybody. We could get Woody out. You could meet him in our meet and greet areas. If you want to bring your dog down, we have several areas that that are they have a lot of space that they can casually meet, and which we definitely recommend for him. But come on down. We're happy to have you meet him.
And where's your facility located?
We're off County Road 386 off the old Kilgore Highway.
All right,
And
perfect. Now, and do you prefer people to go ahead and message you or call in before they arrive in person, or is it just you know what, you come on in?
either way, if they want to come down, we're open 10 to 4. So, we recommend maybe coming a little bit before 4 so you have time, maybe around 3-ish. So you have time to kind of meet everybody or look around. But if you want to come down, that's fine. You're welcome to call. You're welcome to call and ask us if we had a lady call today who was looking for a Chihuahua. We're like, we have one that we're ready tomorrow. Come on down, So, I mean, give us a call or come down.
You got it. Again, one more time, Woody, what kind of family would be perfect for him?
Woody would love an active family, somebody that likes to go to the water. He would love that. Maybe older kids, somebody that just, has room for a big dog with a heart of a puppy.
Well, thank you so much, Alicia Jones, Pets for People, and Woody here, ready to find that new forever home. Again, we have all that information over on our pet app. And of course, you can find more details at kltv.com and kcherry.com. Alicia, thank you so much. We appreciate seeing you and all of your babies every Friday.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you next